Well, Aaron's mom publicly tweeted that you caused his death.
She did.
How did that make you feel
She
at that
did.
moment?
So I actually commented and said something nice. Instead of retaliating, I said, she's grieving her son and everybody grieves in their own way. And unfortunately, we don't have a relationship at all. And she's never met Prince before.
Oh, she hasn't.
No, she's never met
Oh,
him.
wow.
So,
Well, some people thought that Aaron's death was a suicide, but law enforcement said they found no suicide note, and there was cans of compressed air, prescription pills all over the bathroom and the bedroom. Did you think it was a suicide?
so I really don't know how to comment about his death. I'm still processing it, and it's been
Yeah.
3 years. All I can say is that I look at the autopsy and I see what was in his system. And if I sit there and I think how he passed away, I mean, I could literally be thinking about it all day long, which, I have in the past 3 years. And I'm just healing right now and trying to, be a good mother to Prince. And what's in the autopsy was that there was Xanax in his system and that the compressed.
Yeah, dilforethane. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. All right, because in January 2023, drowning was ruled out as a cause of death. The LA County Coroner's Office told the family there was no water found in Aaron's lungs. So then in 2023, in April, the autopsy revealed that Aaron took prescription pills and huffed before his death. He took a generic form of Xanax, and also the Huffing, which is compressed diofluorothane, was found in his system. How did you feel when you heard about the autopsy and everything else that came out?
So unfortunately, I don't think I'll ever get quite the closure of his passing. And I've accepted his passing by accidental overdose and drowning because his death certificate says that. And at the end of the day, if I continue to think about this all the time and, it's just going to, basically, it's just drained me for the past few years. And after he passed away, I mean, I've had so many different emotions and I've had to think about it all the time. And it's just, I've accepted that I saw what was in the autopsy and it said this amount of was in his system.
Mm-hmm.
And I read it over and over again.
How do you feel when Aaron's fans attack you and blame you? Haven't they actually physically approached you in public and so forth?
So I've never seen anyone in public, but it's all online. It's all, cyberbullying, and they have these conspiracies all the time. And it's still going on, and it'll be 3 years in November. So I feel like they have to have a scapegoat to blame someone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, social media and conspiracy theory are just joined at the hip. I constantly have all types of weird conspiracy theories about myself. People still think I'm the police, 15 years into my career. And they think I'm, attached to all types of secret government organizations. But people just love this stuff. And unfortunately, no matter what you do to try to prove them otherwise, they'll still hold on, to these conspiracy theories. But luckily, and this is also the case with me, all this happens online.
Yeah.
In person, I'm sure people walk up to you and actually say, I'm sorry for your loss and everything
yeah,
else like that.
in person, it's, people.
Totally different.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
It's online that it's really hard. And, Aaron experienced the same thing. And, I know how it feels now, and he's not here. And I know what it feels like, but he's not here anymore. So that's what's really hard to accept sometimes, is knowing how he felt with everyone, under the public eye. But also at the same time, I gave him advice and I told him we need to get off the internet, but he didn't take my advice. And that was a lot of the times it was like we were playing, tug of war basically on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your son with Aaron, who was 11 months at the time, ultimately ended up suing the doctors and the pharmacy for wrongful death through you. You filed a lawsuit on his behalf. You claim the doctors prescribed hydrocodone, oxycodone, and alprazolam with no medical justification and knowing Aaron's mental health and psychiatric condition. The lawsuit named others, including Walgreens, claimed the drugs and quantities along with Aaron's psychiatric issues should have sounded alarm bells for the pharmacy. And I know you can't comment on it.
Yeah.
I just want to, state the facts
confirmed.
of it.
Yeah, that's confirmed.
That's confirmed. Yeah. So this lawsuit is ongoing.
Yes, this lawsuit is ongoing.
And as we know, these lawsuits sometimes take years, usually take years to work out. And I'm sure you have lawyers that are, advocating on your behalf. And ultimately, I hope that this does work out, because from my point of view, you see this type of thing. I mean, it almost kind of reminds me of the Michael Jackson situation, who, the video with him talking about Michael Jackson and saying how he's innocent and so forth is still circulating on the internet constantly. I'm seeing clips with 1 million views.
I've seen it too.
Every few months.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, Michael Jackson's live-in doctor prescribed him propofol to go to sleep, which is crazy, because I remember when I had an operation, they gave it to me, and essentially Aaron, who was friends with Michael Jackson at one point, ended up meeting his fate in a similar type of fashion. You had doctors who seemed like they just recklessly gave prescriptions without really thinking of the bigger picture here. So I'm just very sorry. I remember hearing the news myself, and I was just absolutely shocked, because we had 2 really good interviews and we had a good rapport. And thinking about the new baby and everything else like that, me being a father myself, was just like, oh man, it was really.
Thank you for thinking
really
of
sad.
us.
Yeah, I actually reached out to you afterwards.
You did. You did.
But I don't think you were ready to talk at that point, and I respected it. I left you alone until you reached back out to me recently. So I'm really sorry you have to go through this. Ultimately, you guys had a very tumultuous relationship, but I think even with that, you would prefer to still have Aaron around. I'm sure his son would prefer to have his dad around, even if it wasn't all the time. So it's just a sad situation. And you kind of see this too often with child stars who have problems adjusting. You think that's what it really was with him, is that he had so much success as a kid that as an adult, he didn't have that same level of success, and he kind of kept trying to figure out how to get back to it?
So I feel like I still have not figured out Aaron. And I was with him the most in the last years, and I still don't understand the way his mind worked. It was, and I have my book that I'll just show you.
Yeah, let's take a look.
It's a lot about, our daily life and everything, and more into detail. It's called So Much to Say, and the background has like some tweets of people saying mean things about me and awful things about me. So this is my book. It's in pre-sale right now, and I kind of go into detail more about basically our lives, and because this interview doesn't really exactly explain every detail. So if you guys want to read it, it'll be more in detail of everything.
Well, Melanie, once again, I'm sorry for your loss. We got to know each other,
I know,
a few years ago. First, you just kind of hanging out during the interview, and then you actually sitting in for the second interview.
Yeah.
Was that your first interview ever?
No, I've done a couple of other interviews too. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was sort of like a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, why don't you just hop in and talk?
Yeah, I didn't plan on being on an interview. He just said, come on the screen. And I said, okay, are you sure?
I was like, sure, why not? So that's how actually I got to talk to you for the first time on camera. And I'm just, very, very sorry you had to go through this. But, on the flip side, you got a beautiful, healthy son.
Mm-hmm.
You have your health. You're young. You have a long future ahead of you. You could be a cool mom.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you'll find love again, and possibly have more kids and build your family out that way. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Peace.